David, first of all, it's not normally my position to offer you advice about players, but if you're looking for a replacement goalkeeper, I wouldn't pick your press officer Mark Stevenson. I saw him play at the weekend in the six-a-side tournament. Have you had mixed reports about him?
Yeah, bad ones, to be fair. He's not agile. It's Teflon, they call him, mate. Non-stick gloves, and no, I won't be bringing him in. I've got to be honest.
The serious point there to that question is that it's great to see community activities and it being held at Fernwell and get local communities involved with the club throughout the summer.
Yeah, fabulous, and it was a good day for everyone concerned. And jokes apart, I know he played very well in goal, and a bit worried about Mr. Saunders, who's fatiguing after 1 minute. It was a great occasion, and everyone that played out there, enjoyed the day.
Just a word on another football match that occurred at the weekend. It was a playoff final between Oxford and York. Did you watch the game, or what did you make of it, if you did?
Certainly watched it. I thought Oxford came out the traps very, very quickly, very well. Conditions obviously slippy and wet. I felt it took York a little bit longer to get into the game. But when they did get into it in the second half, they were inches away from getting an equaliser. Rankin maybe will feel he'd have done a little bit better. But I thought it was a very good game and a very good advertisement for our league. And in the end, I believe that probably the best team of the season won, because Oxford have played some very good football this year. They did have a blip, but they got over it, and congratulations to Chris Wilder and everybody concerned.
In the aftermath of the game, there was a lot of pundits saying that Oxford United had rightfully taken their place back in the Football League, but as a manager in this league, the Blue Square Premier, you don't have a right to be in the Football League, do you, David? You have to earn it.
No, they've earned it. Fair play to them. I mean, there's a lot of teams in this league that would perhaps feel that way. But they stuck at it, and full credit to York as well. York have had a very good season, but as we say, no cigar.
Listened to another pundit after the game as well, and he was talking about what he deemed to be the other big clubs still in the conference, and he mentioned Mansfield Town. It is important, isn't it, that on the outside world, people outside maybe the bubble of Mansfield still see Mansfield Town on the badge as a big club, which it rightly is.
Yes, and it's called respect, and I think teams certainly last season respected us on and off the field, and we want to maintain that and them high levels of standards, and that's what we certainly believe in at this football club, and trying to maintain those standards is everything to me.
Back to your team, the news that broke since we last spoke to you, Luke Foster leaving the club. Just thoughts on that first of all, David?
Well, I think my words were practical. It was practical. I think all fans in general want to see their players, and this is not just about Luke, it's in general in football, and certainly it's never going to change, because players should always try to make sure that they do things correctly, and whilst I understand the situation, I think it was being practical and looking after our club, and Luke understood when we had a conversation regarding his position, and we did what was right, and I hope Luke goes on and learns from this experience.
Did you just feel then that his position had become untenable at the club, especially as club captain, making that high-profile error?
Yes. Our fans deserve and expect and players to make sure that they're conducting themselves right, and with the introduction of social networking, mobile phones, all the media, you've got to make sure that you especially in a responsible role. But I don't really mind whether it's captain or a young player. You've got to keep yourself correct. Luke understood that he made an error and a choice of words that was poor, and I feel that fans deserve certainly players, and all players, not just Luke, to go out there and conduct themselves correctly, and so certainly in my eyes, if he's let himself down, then he's understood it, he apologised, and we move on.
Just want to clarify the ending of the contract. There was a mutual agreement between the two parties. There's no outstanding differences, and there'll be no money paid to this club as soon as Luke joins another club.
That's private, but no, it was a mutual agreement, and we wish him well. We wish him and his family well. As I say, players, whatever age they are, they need to learn and make sure that They don't put themselves in awkward positions. There are people out there that try to trip you up, and again, we must make sure that. I think it does highlight the fact that players need to make sure that they keep a distance from certain situations.
Yourself or your press officer may be able to correct me, but in Luke Foster's transfer into the club, I believe there was money put forward by a supporters trust. Now, talking to them, they feel a little bit miffed that the club have obviously put money towards bringing Luke Foster to the club, but yet when he leaves, the club can't make any money back on him.
Well, I respect that totally. All the people that contribute to us and to this football club is greatly appreciated. But there are such situations that do come up, and sometimes you have to be responsible and certainly be practical. And there's no good in us. The summer's here now. And likewise, I say is that there wasn't any offers on the table for Luke. I doubt if we'd have carried on paying him through the summer, then it may have been it's an if and a but. It's so we made I said it before. It's practical, and unfortunately, it's a situation that no one could see coming along, and we have to move on from it.
Moving on now, in terms of Luke Foster's exit, your search for numerous defenders, I imagine, continues. Are you any nearer to bringing new defenders in, or are you happy with maybe the few that you've got here at the minute?
I'm searching for the right players certainly, but no news at the moment.
Tom Naylor and Ben Turner are looking like they're going to be in pole position to start, aren't they, David, at the minute?
Yeah, they are. But look, I choose to do my work privately and quietly. There are people out there that go out and shout about things that perhaps shouldn't be in the public domain, and I don't want to do my work in the press regarding players. But we are near. I say near. There are targets that have been targets for a long while that hopefully will come to fruition sooner rather than later, because obviously you don't want to lose those players.
Now the budget issue's been drawn a line under, especially from our point of view. I'm not going to ask you any more questions about that, David. But in terms of that, you now know what you're going to be working with next season. I assume you can, shall we say, progress further towards acquiring those targets that you've identified.
Yep, that's right. That's correct. And we work. We speak all the time regarding situations with players. Some you miss, some you have to be patient on, and some you have to hope for. You cross your fingers, as we say. But I choose to do my work quietly and privately, and that way, hopefully, we can make sure we've got a squad that can be capable of playing to a high standard.
Just finally, we'll come on to an issue that's broken today regarding the club. Westlife are coming to Field Mill in August. Your thoughts on that, first of all, David? First of all, everyone will want to know: are you a Westlife fan? Yes,
because they're coming to Field Mill. Wonderful. I haven't got their album. I think you're going to lend me that. You've got it in your CD. It's a great occasion for the club. Obviously, it's the club, the chairman, the board. Fantastic that they're bringing these occasions to the Field Mill. And yeah, it'll be a really good night, I'd imagine.
You've been very supportive of what the board and the chairman's trying to do by bringing other activities and making effectively money that you can spend eventually. However, this concert is going to be played in August at a weekend. The chairman has said that the club's made an application to play away from home, which I imagine the FA will grant, but there has to be the question to you, David, that okay, it's great on one hand that the club's doing this, but as the manager you use that pitch out there. Are you concerned that an event such like this in August could effectively damage that pitch when you need to use it the week after?
Of course, but I listened to the chairman. The chairman came out and said what he said, and we trust him.
So you've got every confidence that the protecting matting that they're going to put down, which I believe was used at Hampden Park for Rod Stewart, maybe he can play here next time. You can.
I like Rod. Yeah, he's good. He's not bad. I've got his album, to be fair. We trust what the chairman's been given information, and that's as simple as that. And if he tells me it's going to not be affected, then I trust him.
Thank you, David.
Thank you.